I wanted to do an instructional video and show you the new Nissin Air 1 Commander for the Fujifilm system. Right now I have an i60A and have a DI700A speedlight, which are TTL capable either for hot shoe mount or via TTL cable off of the Fuji unit. But what this unit does, and I've been asked this question repeatedly, as opposed to, like, say, a Pocket Wizard wireless remote or a flash cue trigger, which has been rather popular as a tiny little cube trigger, is this, very, very importantly, gives me total off-camera wireless, not optical like the Fujifilm units, and you have to actually buy two of those units to communicate, and they're optical. With the Nissin unit, you only have to have one speed light. I have two here, and you only have to have the Air unit, and I have a full wireless TTL and manual flash compensation available, so I don't have to go back and forth between my shooting position and my speed light to adjust my power output. Very important, this unit actually has a metal hot shoe. It receives two AAA batteries for its power. Okay. I'm able to control a large number of speedlight units. However, generally speaking, you only need three at most. A main light unit that I'll use handheld, a rim light or hair light unit, or a background light, or a fill flash unit. Typically three at the most, even though you control a large number of them. Right now, I'm in TTL mode for flash compensation. I have the beep set on right now, which is the orange button here on my Air 1 Commander. To turn that beep off, all I have to do is hold down the power button just for a second to turn it to white, and that will remove the beep off of your remote speedlight units. I'm going to turn that back on. Okay, I'm going to select the channel for my flash compensation. I'm going to go to mode. And if you actually look over here to the right on my i60A, it's showing a flash compensation up to +2 stops. All the way as I crank it down, notice the dial on my i60A down to -2 stops. That's in TTL mode. Or, since, as you can see over here, I can change this. Obviously, I don't want the exact same output on multiple speed lights. I mean, on rim light or a hair light, I don't need that much. I certainly don't need +2. I would want more like a stop, stop and a half, depending on the composition and what it is you're doing. But I can set the TTL flash compensation for these units individually. Now, the i40A is not capable for use with the Air 1 Commander, but the i60A is, and the DI700 is. Both of these are fully TTL capable on their own without the Air 1 Commander on the hot shoe of the Fuji or with a TTL cable. They're extremely well made. I've been buying and selling speedlights now for decades. I literally own over 40 speedlights, rolling back to decades. The wonderful thing about the Nissin i60A, for example, is I don't have to take my eye out of the viewfinder to do flash compensation if I'm just using the speedlight only. A wonderful feature. I can actually use the clickable dial to adjust the flash compensation without the Air 1 Commander on a TTL cable. But with this, I can actually set the flash compensation on the Air 1 Commander on the top of the unit. Right now I'm on B channel. I'm going to go to A. I'm going to set both at 0. Okay, now I'm at no compensation on both. Or I can switch to manual. Now, if you have multiple units, one cannot be controlled TTL and the other controlled manual. They both need to be either controlled TTL for compensation or all manual for total power output. There is no compensation in manual flash mode. We also have mode Z, which stands for zoom, back to TTL, and cycle again back to manual. And what we have here, by the way, the really dull finish and the display on the Air 1 Commander is actually the best, most refined looking display I've ever seen on any speedlight or any wireless unit ever. It is very, very nice. I don't say that begrudgingly. It's actually quite beautiful. And up to full power, 16th, 32nd, 64th, 128th power, lowest power setting. So I can adjust these independently, but like I said, both remote speed lights, or 3 speed lights, or 4 speed lights, or 5 speed lights all need to be controlled either all TTL or all manual. You can't control one manual and one TTL. Okay, now we're going to go back to TTL. So, you see how simple this is? Simplicity is divinity. This is my command wheel in the Air 1, my mode button, my test button for the flash, my on-off button. Now, let me actually, you see I have on the second unit I've set to B channel. On the i60A, if I want to control them independently, if I had these both set on A channel, then if I were to do flash compensation, it would obviously adjust both. I have this one set on wireless A channel on my i60A, and over here I have it set to wireless B channel. And all I have to do is select this for wireless, which is where I am right now. And I select which channel it needs to be on, A channel, B channel, or C channel. So I'm going to choose B channel. That way I can adjust this unit independent of this one via the Air 1 commander. Very, very simple. And then all I'd have to do is go down here and adjust it independent of the i60A, which is on A channel. This is my wheel down here, my A, B, and C, and my wireless on a separate box below TTL and automatic and manual on the left-hand dial of the i60A. Very, very simple. Simplicity is divinity. A lot of people are intimidated by speed lights, but they're especially intimidated by a lot of the very fancy, like Nikon's SB900 or 910 or 800. I mean, they're as complicated as speed lights as is the camera itself, as far as being a computerized menu with countless options. All the best professional strobist and speedlight photographers in the world agree on one thing, so this is not my opinion, is that you really, as long as you have like wireless TTL and wireless flash compensation or wireless manual power control, that is all you need in 98% of shooting situations. That is a dreamboat situation. Mr. David Hobby, who is the webmaster and owner of Strobist.com, has said this. So has Zach Arias said this. High-speed sync capability is going to come later in December on the i60A. I don't know the exact time. It should be probably the same for the DI700A. But right now, this is all I need. Once that comes out, I'll buy an additional i60A, a second unit. I don't need 2 HSS capable units, so I'm perfectly happy with this one. I am most definitely not going to send this one back because the fact that I have TTL capability via hot shoe, which I never use, or TTL capability via TTL cable, a coiled 6-foot TTL cable, and the fact now that I have full wireless up to 96 feet capability, very, very important. Okay, you cannot get that with a Pocket Wizard, because I've been asked this question so many times, why do I need an Air 1 commander as opposed to just a regular wireless trigger? Because I do not want to keep going between my shooting position and my speed light to adjust power output. But now I have that power output in manual, I have that power output in full TTL capability. Go on into standby mode there. Like I said, you can turn that beep off by just holding the power button down for right at a second until the flash test button turns white, and that is when the beep will turn off. You see my flash compensation going on over here? -2 stops, +2 stops. I also can use them additionally with the flash compensation on my camera. So if I want to go above 2 stops or -2 stops, I need to do that in conjunction and addition with. That's not going to change the output of the speed light. The speed light's fixed power is the speed light's fixed power. I can't add more power than the maximum power of the speed light. What I can do is I can add some exposure compensation. This is also a really important reason to have a light meter, but you don't need that for TTL. But I can actually add additional compensation, not via the flash, but through shutter or aperture, depending on what mode you're in on your camera, or in this case specifically your Fuji, on your compensation dial. Very, very simple. The i60A is incredibly well built. The Air 1 Commander, the LCD screen for it, is beautiful. It works flawlessly. It has not been either difficult to learn, it has not been buggy. It has been very simple, very straightforward. Boom, right out of the box, easy go, head out the door, start shooting. Each one of these comes with a speedlight foot, so I can set these and point these as I see fit, remotely wherever I need, with a gel cover or a softbox, a mini softbox or diffuser, and remotely I used to, and this is what people need to experiment with, is in lower illumination, plant these like Easter eggs around the composition of your scene to give it proper lighting and depth to your photography. That's when your photography stands out. See, what you can't do with a wireless trigger is you can't just simply fire it. You can, but then you need to go and adjust your flash compensation output and walk up to your speedlight unit, which is probably in the grass. A lot of photographers have even actually strung these from strings and hung them up in trees, and people wonder, how did you get that sort of lighting? And how did you compensate for it? It's like, well, I had a wireless remote for letting me do compensation. I just strung it up in the tree and I illuminated the trees in the back of the subject that I was shooting. So there are a lot of creative options that you have once you not only have wireless control of your strobes, but wireless control of your strobes not only for TTL but for flash compensation and manual power output. And that is the boon. That is the wonderful part of radio flash photography. Not optical, which is what the FUJIFILM system will be. You have to buy 2 of their expensive speedlights, and then it is only optical. Okay? That's an issue. So this is a lot better for a lot less money, and it is completely flawless in its operation. I give my highest recommendation to the Nissin speedlight units and also to the Air 1 Commander. It has been an absolute dream. And very, very simple, and yet full capabilities of adjusting my flash output for whatever sort of creative lighting options that I want to accomplish. So hats off to the folks at Nissin for this. This is exactly what I need for Fuji, and this is what the Fuji fans have been crying out for, is a very capable speedlight system for wireless TTL. For full power compensation capabilities remotely. And that's what I have here in the Air 1 Commander. USA price on this is $89. It is now shipping. Recommend that you buy this. By the way, also these have a 2-year USA warranty. Recommend that you do not buy them at Amazon because there is one distributor over there that is selling gray market units which would not have the full 2-year USA warranty. So anywhere other than Amazon, because there's a gray market seller there, so that is a warning to you, and then you would not have the 2-year warranty on your Nissin speedlight units. So grab a Nissin i60A and the Air 1 Commander for your Fuji X-T2. Now I have absolutely everything. There is nothing now that is lacking on my Fuji system that I can't do also on my Nikon system. This is wonderful. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video, and I am in no way sponsored or supported by Nissin Speedlights or the Air 1 Commander, who is put out by Nissin. I know quality, and I know great products when I see them and I use them. And I pay for these with my own money, and they are worth every penny. I'm so very glad that I purchased them. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.